Holy shit. Well, there's no easy way to put it. Rough day at work. That's an excuse not to go. Absolutely horrendous sleep. It was my fault. Everything else is going pretty well, but when the sleep suffers, everything else suffers for me. So that could be a reason not to go, and that's valid, all valid reasons. But no matter what, this is the constant. Construction is very, you're not supposed to complain about things, but when you expect to get off at a certain time and then you get more work added on top of more work and more work, and you have to stay late, I mean, it just adds up. For me, it adds up, and it's very frustrating because I like to have, I like the routine. I like things to be a certain way. But as I'm saying all this, I realize that's not how life goes. And I think if I use today as an excuse or any kind of like thing to not go to the gym, like, then I lose the one thing that I know is solid. If nothing else can be reliable or scheduled or any kind of like other thing, then at least I know that I can go to the gym and get a good fucking workout in. I think I learned that lesson from Gus, is that it's like, no matter what, the gym is always humbles you. It tells you the truth, tells you where you're at. It doesn't care about your feelings, your emotions. It's just a place for war against yourself, and I need that right now. I need to learn how to channel this energy and aggression. I need to learn how to channel it into today's workout. Today's workout is a pull day, so typically I don't imagine that as like an aggressive, really, ego lifting kind of day. But looking ahead at the thing I have planned, it's pull-ups, weighted if I can. So if I add weight to my body weight, then we'll go from there. I think that should be enough to fatigue and get some of the energy out that I need to get out. Pull-ups, isolateral rows, chest supported, which are super sweet for blowing up the back. Rear delt machines, gonna burn those out, and then some bicep burnouts of easy bar curls. Short, little volume, not that many exercises, but it's gonna be enough to completely smoke me. So time to go to therapy, as they say. I'll catch you guys in there. We'll talk after.
This one, I was looking at that.
Well, we did it. Freaking did it. And that's the only victory I have today. Then I'll fucking take it. Yeah. Work is pretty brutal, you know, that's how it goes. But I didn't think about that while I was working out, so that's good. What's going on? I am just fucking sleep deprived, and it usually has never affected me like the way it is now. Like, maybe I just never noticed it because nothing was structured. But now that everything's structured, it's like when I give my body caffeine late at night, it's like it never used to keep me up like it is now. So I finally pinpointed that today. I was like, why the, like everything is basically dialed in and perfect, and I feel fantastic. So fantastic that it's to the point where I'm not sleeping. And it's like, why is, what's going on there? Is it the diet? Is it whatever? And then I was able to I don't know what the fucking word is, deduct. I don't fucking know. I was able to conclude that it is having high stimulant pre-workout 2 hours before bed. Which, like, duh, but also it's never been a problem until now. But I think it's a problem now because my body knows it, like, has actual energy to use. So it's like I'm feeding it caffeine late at night, and it's like, oh, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? And long story short, everything else has been getting great, but the sleep was horrible. And I think I pinpointed it down to that. So I got a stimulant-free pre-workout that I'm going to try tomorrow. I was going to go try it today, but I just didn't have enough time to run home and grab it. So, but I only took like half a scoop of the high stimulant stuff instead of taking, the usual 2 or whatever. And I got through the workout pretty good. It felt good. I definitely didn't have anything left in the tank. Um, what was it? 5 exercises total. 2 of them were biceps, and crazy pump with that lighter weight, but still going to failure for me. And um, I like just pushing myself like that. Every set felt, except for like when I'm doing a new exercise, that kind of fucks me up a little bit. But other than that, because I'm focused on like, oh, am I doing this right? And sometimes it's harder to give it full intensity, but at least I'm trying. Like that isolateral row, that was brand new. I've never done that machine, and it fucking blew my shit up in the back. I was like, I was going to like put my arms down, and it was just like I'm so pumped up that I can't even put my arms down. So super happy with that. I always starting to connect a lot more with my back, and I really, especially my upper back and the traps and like everything, my lats down below. I've never felt those until recently. I've really been feeling them. So okay, so that's the goal. That's the plan. No more of this sleep deprived, stressful. It doesn't help anything to be when I'm just exhausted. Even though my body feels great, like mentally, I just was not doing okay today. So, that being said, we're going to switch over to stimulant free for work days and work nights, because the alternative is to go work out before work. But at that point, I'm getting up at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and if I have a late night at work, it would have been time for me to go to bed a long time ago. So maybe someday, if that's what I need to do, if the evenings are just so, if I switch over to this pre-workout that's stimulant free and I'm still like struggling to get sleep and all this stuff, like, then I'll have to reassess some more things, like maybe switch over to morning workouts. I've done it before and it worked, but I do enjoy being a little more awake when I'm doing my workouts. But at that point, I might switch over to, if I have to do that, I'll switch over to stimulant pre-workout in the mornings. But yeah, whatever, we're gonna make it work no matter what. As people say, locked in. Lifestyle's going great, everything's going great. I just need to dial this sleep and recovery in a little more. And but my body's handling it fine. My body's fine. It's just my mind is a little bit stressed, a little bit deprived of sleep, and that's totally natural. It's all just learning experiences. This is the real journey of it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah. If anything's worth learning, that's like worth a damn, then it's going to be learned. For me, it's a lot of times it's just learned through hard experience, like my own personal view. Like, okay, someone could tell me like, yeah, don't use high stimulant pre-workout before you have to go to bed. And but my thought in my head, it's like, well, I'm working out. I'm going to be using all the pre-workout that I'm ingesting, or the caffeine. And I didn't even think it through to think that, well, even if I worked hard and gave it my all, like, that caffeine is still going to be in my system. It's still going to be affecting my sleep. Even if I'm getting sleep, I mean, I'm sure it's not the deepest, most restful sleep that I could fully benefit from. So, this is how we learn. I don't like the way I felt today. Felt very reactive, very emotional, in a negative way. It's kind of like really in my head. It's kind of what happens when I get sleep deprived. So, clear sign to make a change. That's the biggest motivator for me. If I don't like how something feels, that's the pretty strong motivator for me. If I'm doing something that I believe in, and then it turns out that I don't like the way that feels, like being set in my ways with the pre-workout, it's like, I can change. I'm totally fine with that. Especially if it like hurts bad enough or something's not feeling right in general. It's like, maybe the optimal way to bench is with your elbows out a little more, but sometimes, for me, it feels bad. So, ugh. Um, Tangents, sleep deprived tangents. That's about it for me. Tomorrow's leg day. Um, I'm gonna try my best to get a little bit more sleep tonight. So, with that, catch you guys tomorrow.